on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance?
Ow, ow, ow. Hello, good morning. My name is Katherine, and you are with me and the parrots. And the magpies. So, in all my efforts to be professional and organized, I seem to have just scraped open the back of my foot on the bench that I'm sitting on. So, that's how professional I am. Good morning. I'm back. And if you've never seen me before, hello, welcome. Stop. I have two resident magpies right above me, so I may very well catch a shot or two of me getting crapped on my head. But hopefully not, because oh, now they're gone. Okay, I'm gonna try to stop being fixated on the noise around me. It is 6:30 in the morning on Saturday morning. I've already been on a walk, gotten ready for the day, and it's the first Saturday that we have had since the new year. I was gonna say since Christmas, but I feel like Christmas was like 15 months ago. And the last video on my channel, I shared about how I bought a planner from the very fancy and luxurious shopping experience, which is Big W. And I spoke to you about how in the past I haven't had good luck with planners and that it's just all too much to keep up with it because I try to do all or nothing. So we're trying to find a middle ground, and I thought today, this morning, I could talk to you about some like kind of tips that I've already learned in a short amount of time that I've been using the planner. And for context, if you have not seen my channel ever before, I am a stay-at-home mother. I have been home since I had my first child in 2005, which seems like so long yet so short. So I had my first child then, right? And then I proceeded to have 10 more children after my first child. So that brings us to a total of 11 children. And I'm too distracted. I'm too distracted, but I want to focus. So yeah, I now have 11 children. I still have the one husband, and it's not a blended family. There's no twins. I just had one baby at a time and one husband at a time. That sounds so dodgy. No, Ben and I got married in 2004, and we're still very happily married. And honestly, 20 plus years of marriage down the road, it's even better than back in those purely enamored, rose-colored glasses, he's perfect way that I used to view him when we were dating and first married. I still see him the same way, but he's even better. So go figure. I don't know what he thinks about me, but he comes home every day, so I suppose maybe I'm like a better than nothing kind of option for him. But I really like my husband, and we have very happy marriage, and we live just this simple life currently with a very low income. So we want to get to the point where we have a higher income. So how do we do that? We do that by setting intentions and goals and pushing through feelings of imposter syndrome, or what are all those like catchphrases that people are using these days? You know, like not believing enough in yourself can honestly really inhibit you from living the fullness of your whole wonderful life that you have. So It's summertime here. It is going to be extremely hot today. I think it's going to be over 30 degrees Celsius. It was still 30 plus at like 9 o'clock last night. So it's currently a nice 19-ish degrees Celsius. And because it's so early in the morning and no one else is awake, I don't have anywhere else to film. So we came into the backyard. Got all that out of the way now. Sort of, we're connecting. This is two people connecting. So I have my planner here, and I read in the comments in my other video that some other people have ordered planners or they already have their planner on the go. And I was thinking about why previously when I had the planner did I not even use it a single time? But yet I'm using this. I think part of it is headspace and another part of it is preparedness. So you'll see a common theme with me. Usually I'll say the word thrifted a lot, but I do have some items that I purchased at various locations. Not that anyone really cares, but I found this light purple, like Perspex container from Vinny's in Ferntree Gully, if you're really curious. And then on my Buy Nothing group, someone gave away an entire set of highlighters. This is a new edition. I will now change my name to Lily. Then I've got in here some dual tip markers or texters. I bought these not last Christmas, but the Christmas before, or at some like Black Friday sale. So they were very cheap, but they have a fine tip and a brush tip. I will say, I used one last night in my progress tracker for one of my goals for January, and it didn't bleed through, but they're sort of quite saturated, if that's the right word. I'm not recommending you buy anything. You can just use what you have. That would be wonderful if we could all use what we have, because I'm sure we all have a lot of stuff. So with my preparedness, I have this container which lives inside of my bedside table down the bottom. I have put the stickers in it for my planner. And I found stickers that I had previously purchased from some internet thing. I bought some stickers. I don't know about you. I do not like when they write like all of their everything, like it says here. May Gibbs, Casey Rainbow, weekly planner, it's a Scholastic, you've got Scholastic on the back, and then we had it on the front as well. But I decided, one, positive affirmation, I'm gonna put winner on the front, and I'm just gonna cover it up with stickers because I don't need to see that. I sat down last night and I was going over my monthly, like January spread, and I feel like January is this month that we all wait for. We all think, finally, Christmas is over. And then we survive a few more days and then it's like, all right, the new year has begun. And we're all tired and worn out. So I want to make it really simple. I want to have things like a nice pen that I like writing with, a retractable pencil, a ruler, all of the stuff in one container ready to go so that I can sit down and do it. That's the most important part, is actually doing what you say you're gonna do. So that's my first tip. I think the reason why I didn't really use the other planner was because, one, it probably was an impulse buy. Like, I probably thought in my mind, oh, I really need a planner, and then it was like in the reduced bucket thing at Aldi. You know how it goes, right? But I'm left-handed, so that's one thing that does come into play when I use planners. Sometimes, like, this one's pretty good because I feel like it just opens up nice and like flat, and I can be left-handed with it. That other big chunky thing, I'm gonna like have to become right-handed to use it. And I think it was just big and bulky. One like thing or bad habit that I'm trying to get rid of is like being worried about embarrassing myself, which seems so strange considering I feel like I constantly embarrass myself and people find it very funny and I laugh with them, but I'm sitting there going, why am I the way I am? I do not know. But with the planner, you're excited, right? You finally, you've pulled the pin, you've got your new planner. I only have 3 things in my planner at the moment. So I have the 1 January birthday for the family. I have written down a few of my children are going on a camp, so I've written down the day they get dropped off and what time, and the day they get picked up and what time. And one of my children also has multiple activities actually tomorrow. So he came to me and told me about what he was doing, and I said, thanks for letting me know. And I just wrote it down so that when I'm walking around the house looking for Ethan, I can go, hang on a second. He told me where he was going. So being a mother and talking about all the tabs and all the things that are on your mind, sometimes we can even fool ourselves into thinking that we need lots of diaries, lots of planners, lots of different things. And the most important thing, I think, is that I'm fairly certain all of us want to live more joyfully. All of us want to just chill out and not be so rushed and so busy and so committed and so guilty and so worried and so panicked. 2025, like, to me, 2025, I'm very excited for this year because I've said this in previous videos. I had a baby at the end of 2019, and then by 2020 was the beginning of the lockdowns, the beginning of a real shift in this world. It affected the whole world, and I really let it affect me very strongly because I just felt like I said, I've drawn my line in the sand. These are the decisions I've made for myself, and that's it, right? But I let something come into my mind which made me significantly stressed, significantly worried, and very nervous. And I think it was because I felt very alone. I made a decision to say no, and it came with some costs. It came with some heartache. But 5 years later, I think I never took any time to actually be very proud of myself. Very proud of myself that I made a decision. I stuck with the decision. I stood up for myself. I stood up even when my legs were shaking. And I tell you what, I reckon my nervous system was just fully lit in all the wrong ways, and I was like really, really stressed. And I didn't see, because I was in it at the time, that it started to really affect me physically. So I'd had my 10th baby the end of 2019, and then I decided, along with being in lockdowns, that I would exercise, and I would punish my body, and I would force my body into finally being thin. So I went on very extreme diets. I did many extreme things, and I was very, very stressed. And I felt in many ways, and I said this recently online, somewhere along the way, I convinced myself that I lost my joy, but I really just gave it away. And the joy still remains. The joy is still available to me because I'm a Christian, and I really feel now that I can look back and I can see how God sustained us. He really sustained us. And it's overwhelming because I feel so grateful. I feel so much joy thinking about, in spite of me, in spite of all my stress, I stressed myself out so badly that I ended up with health issues. I was told that I had rock bottom iron, I had dental issues, I was told that my thyroid wasn't functioning, and I started going to these doctors and I started feeding the worry and the panic. And I ended up having doctors telling me that I needed iron infusions very regularly. They're like $100, $150 each time you get one. So I had two. I'm not a millionaire. I already mentioned how I have a low income. And they didn't work. And to go as a fully grown adult to a doctor and have them tell you off like you're a little stupid child can further exacerbate the whole situation. So going to a doctor and explaining to them that I had mental health issues because I had physical health issues that no doctor was listening to me about trying to fix made him just want to whip out a piece of paper and do this mental health plan and say, well, you have a lot of children, you're obviously depressed and anxious and you need all these medications. Fast forward to now, 2025, I've dramatically changed my diet. I worked so hard on letting go. So that's an ongoing thing, letting go. I tell people this. I say that half of your life can feel like you're surviving and feel like things are being done to you and that you're, just getting by and you're coping. And then the rest of your life is like the letting go. So am I in the rest of my life part now? I could die today. Hopefully not on camera, but I don't know when my last days are going to be. But through making deliberate changes, my life, my physical health, my mental health, everything has improved. And it's 2025. I'm sitting here in my backyard with the birds making all their noises, with the world around me not really very awake yet, the sun rising, and my beautiful family inside, all still asleep. And I'm gonna make some changes. Good luck with your 2025. Don't freak out, okay? I very momentarily did freak out yesterday because my husband was doing things for pleasure for himself. He was, doing his hobby. And I'm like rushing around the house and cleaning and packing away and doing stuff. And I said to him, I really wanted to get some fabric out and like work on a quilt and start cutting the fabric. And he's like, then do it. Do it. But I'm like, the table's dirty and there's still stuff out and Grace has her project out on the table and I don't want to throw that to the side. And you're at the table and he's like, well, join me. It's great. Just, let go, live a little. And I had a great day yesterday, but I didn't do my hobby. I didn't do any sewing or anything. And I still have a little baby. So Luke is just over a year old. He's still my main priority. and he really loves me, and he wants me to carry him around and dote upon him, and I have no problem with that, except that I don't really get a lot of other things done. So I'm not going to get carried away. I'm going to hopefully really enjoy January and February and March and April and all of the months by using my planner, positive affirmations, not cluttering up my schedule. I hear all the time, this is going to be my last bit of advice. Now that I'm considered geriatric and an old woman, you young mums out there that are feeling like you have to do swimming lessons and ballet and Oz kick and basketball, and then you have to be fair and let Sissy do her female activities and Junior do his masculine male activities, and then you have to have family time, and you have to go to all these different places all the time and go on excursions and take opportunities when they come up and push yourself to go that extra mile to commit to that activity that you can't really afford, but you can make it work. I'm here to tell you, you can still have a very full, happy, good life and start saying no to doing things. You do not have to completely clog up your whole diary. You don't even have to have a diary. Your life is in your hands. If you really desperately want to do all these different activities, go for your life and enjoy them. But if when the activity comes up, you go, maybe that's your spirit telling you it's time to not do that activity anymore. Your child will not be ruined if they do not do 55 different activities. You don't have to do swimming in the summer and then when that season ends, quickly flip to the next thing. Are you stressed out? Are you overwhelmed mentally? Do you feel exhausted? Do you feel resentment against the activity or the child or your husband or the situation? Or is it just all bliss and joy? If you're at the bliss and joy stage, well done. I'd love to meet you in person because I cannot think of a single person I know that hasn't expressed to me some form of overwhelm, because newsflash, we're human. Humans do get overwhelmed. Sometimes things are sort of thrust upon ourselves and then we have to go, I have to have that uncomfortable conversation and say, sorry, can't do it. Sometimes you've written in pen in your diary all the way for the whole year that you're going to be doing soccer. And it's sending you broke. Like, everyone is talking to me about the cost of living. Things are so expensive. Start saying no. Like, switch things up, change things, spend more time at home, spend more time using and appreciating the different things that you already have. So, that's my soapbox. It's because I care. It's because I care. I was gonna say, I paused for a moment and looked off into bird's land. I also want these things to be said to me, and no one's gonna say them to me, so I gotta say them to myself and to you. It's a win-win situation because we have one life. That's all we get, one life, So much of my life, especially from being a small child, growing up, was filled with tears and sadness and crying. And now I still do cry, but usually because I'm laughing so much, and life really is wonderful because I am a participant in my life. I play a very, very strong role in making my life great. I am the greatest influence upon my children. So it is so important for me to try to be the best person I can be. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be the best person I can be. I'm trying to show my children how we work through different things. I'm trying to be all that I can be, but peacefully and joyfully. So that's your big Saturday morning chat or Sunday morning chat, because I can't magically edit this, and there ain't no way I'm gonna not edit it at least a little bit, because my lips get dry and I lick my lips. It's a fact. I'm letting you behind the curtain. So, what am I even gonna call this video is anybody's guess. But you're now looking at the title of it, which is kind of next to like the thumbs up button area. So if you like this video, please like this video. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, because these are the videos when I actually become incredible. You'll go back to like older videos and you'll find this one and be like, oh wow, look at what little Katherine looked like back then. She now looks like a supermodel, and she's 6'1", and she's a size 2, and she has blonde hair and blue eyes and a done face and new teeth, different glasses. Who knows? That's why you subscribe, so that in 5 years when I'm still doing this, you can see how far I've come. So I can encourage you as well that we don't just magically arrive at perfection. We all start somewhere, don't we? And I'd rather walk joyfully to the next step than continue to not live joyfully. And I will be back with my 1 week. How did I go with my planner? What did I achieve? What are my feelings about it? And I don't even know what other videos to do. It just feels sort of, I don't know the word. Look, blank slate. Maybe it's because it's the new year, but I'll see you again soon. I very much appreciate you. I wish nothing but the best for you guys. So until next time, goodbye.